up, guys? It's your girl EFK. I am back in the kitchen with another video. Now, I'm so excited to make this video because this is one of my favorite dishes. It's one of my go-to dishes. And it's super easy, it's super quick. It's under 20 minutes, it's one pot, so you don't have to have plenty of dishes and you have to worry about everything cooking in certain times. You put everything in the pot, it cooks down, it's done. You can have extras, you can freeze it. It's a perfect meal for meal prep. It's amazing. Okay, so the meal I am making is lentil soup. I made my own version, like I got the recipe off of line, but then I added like my own thing. So let's get straight into this video. All right, so our basic ingredients is onion, 2 sweet potatoes, because I'm making like a bigger pot so I can have some to freeze or meal prep, garlic, like a half a clove. And what I'm gonna do with this garlic, I'm gonna put it in the oven and let it bake down, like chop half of it off and let it bake down and just squeeze it out, and it's gonna just be so great. So you don't have to do all the work. And it's roasted, it gives that extra, you know, flavor. All right, lentils, I'm only gonna use a cup and like maybe a fourth, since I'm making a little bit more, but just to let you know, lentils do soak up a lot of water. They do soak up a lot of water. So every 1 cup of lentils requires 6 cups of water. So yeah. And then my seasonings, you know, I only use a couple of seasonings in this meal, but some of my favorites, I use pink salt. I use McCormick roasted grilled herb. It's great stuff. I use Bragg's Organic Sprinkle, 24 herbs and spices and seasonings. It's salt free because I like to add my own salt content when it comes to food. So I just like to get, you know, certain just spices, you know, just to add flavor to my food, and then I add my own salt. And then of course, you know, my favorite, this is my favorite ingredient, okay? Favorite ingredient. I love smoked paprika, okay? Loved smoked paprika, okay? When I stopped eating meat, this was like, I have a taste for something smoky, something barbecue, something, you know, savory, you know, barbecue. This brought that into my vegetables. I brought that flavor and all those spices into the vegetables that I cook every single day with this seasoning, okay? Number 1, this is what I use. This is number 1 in my kitchen. I always have this on hand. And I honestly might say that in every cooking video. That's funny. And I don't know if I said it, black pepper. All right, let's get up and start cutting up these veggies and stuff. Oh, and then I also have spinach. I gotta get it out the fridge. Spinach that also goes into this meal. Cut up this onion. Don't judge me how I cut up stuff, okay? Because I'm not no chef. My own chef. I got some, I use grapeseed oil. I like grapeseed oil because you're really not supposed to cook olive oil at high heat. So that's the other oil that I use. So yeah, that's the other oil that I use. So grapeseed oil is good for high heat and it's healthier. It's a healthier option. So this is what I like to use. All right, so while that is heating up, I am going to cut up my sweet potato. I'm gonna go wash them off. All right, so I'm just gonna go cut this up over the trash can because all right, I am back. I shaved up my sweet potato to cut them like 1/4 of an inch thick. I don't want them too thick, like just regular size, because I'm gonna put them in 15 minutes through because I don't want them to get mushy. You know, you still want them to be yum. Okay, all right, about to cut it up. sweet potato. You want it to be around this size. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this to the side because we're not putting this right now. All right, so our oil is nice and hot. All right. So yeah, so this is an extra step that you don't have to do. You could just get a can of tomatoes, a 15-ounce can of tomatoes. So I'm gonna cut up the tomatoes and then I'm gonna roast them with the garlic. All right, so I'm gonna just cut it in half for now, and then when it comes out the oven, I'm gonna cut it up even a little smaller. We don't want it to roast too much because it's still gonna cook down in the soup. I just wanted to get that little charred taste to it, that little charred look to it. So I'm gonna set the oven really at 400. I'm gonna set the oven at 400, and then we're gonna put the garlic and the tomatoes inside. Okay, so I have oiled up and gotten ready the garlic and the tomatoes before they go in the oven. This is I just wanted to show you how it looks. So I just put a little bit of olive oil on top, and I put black pepper and salt, and I just cut like the top end of the garlic off so it can roast better. And then we put it in the oven. And we're gonna let that cook down for like 15 minutes. So what I do is I add my seasonings in. Let it kind of marinate with the onions. I rinse off my lentils before I use them. Sometimes they have some different type of debris. You don't know where they're coming from. They always recommend you wash them off, so that's what I do. I wash them off. So. All right, that's what that looked like. The lentils are like seasoned. I like the seasonings to get on them, like stick like glue. Go ahead and get my water. You need 6. All right, so I'm putting in the last of, this is 7 right now. All right, guys, our dish is about 10 minutes till done. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the sweet potato in. All right, so we got about 8 more minutes for the food to cook. I took out the tomatoes because they're done enough to where I want them. I'm about to wash off my spinach. I grabbed like maybe 2 handfuls of spinach, about 1.5 bags. Greens are one of the most important parts of your meal. So I put about a good amount in there. So let's go ahead and get that done because this food is almost done. All right, look at that. Doesn't it look beautiful? It's nice and colorful with the tomatoes, the lentils, the sweet potato. All right, I might have gotten should have gotten a bigger pot. That's okay. So next, I want to show you guys 2 of the things else that I put in here. This is better than bouillon. This is seasoned vegetable base. So instead of putting what's it called, vegetable stock, you could also add this, and this weighs out to be the same thing. You just add a little bit. It's about, I would say, a teaspoon size. That's how much I put in there because this is extremely freaking salty. So you don't want to add in too much along with the seasonings that you put in if you have seasonings that have salt in it. So I only add about like that much. And that's it. And that is the stock taste. It gives that vegetable stock while that's cooking, finishing cooking down. And then the next thing I add in there, okay, don't judge me, all right? I'm gonna tell you this definitely works, okay? So tomatoes give it that acidic taste, and sometimes it's overpowering. So I always like to balance it out with a little bit of sugar, and I prefer brown sugar. It's just my personal preference. So it balances out the acidic taste of the tomato. That's another reason why I roast it as well, because it also brings out the juices in the tomato. Everything is officially in there. Everything is officially in there. This is the soup, and I'm going to show you guys the finished product because it's almost there. All right, we just let it simmer for maybe 3 more minutes. I am gonna add this garlic in because it was too hot for me to squeeze out. Look at that. That is perfect. You don't gotta do nothing to your garlic but roast it and squeeze that baby on in. Okay? And then probably use a spoon to carve it out. And there's your garlic. There's your garlic. Delicious. Fresh. And that's another thing about when it comes to seasoning vegetables. I really like to use fresh seasonings or fresh spices, or just the spice itself, because it brings so much more flavor than having a season or a season out to season your food, because it brings more flavor. This meal is really, it's amazing. It's so freaking good. It's so good. Like, I am big on spices. I'm big on flavor. And especially when it comes to, you know, when it comes to eating vegetables, like literally, this is all I eat now, you know? So I have to make it taste good. You know, I want to taste it. I want it to bring life back into me. I want to feel like I'm still, you know, I don't want to feel like I don't ever feel like I'm left out, because I'm always mixing up my diet, always mixing up certain vegetables and spices. Spices is it. All right, you guys, our masterpiece is done. We got the spinach, the lentils, the onions, the garlic, the sweet potato, the tomatoes, and then that little bit of brown sugar to bring in all those spices and amazingness. Oh my gosh. I don't really even honestly want to sip it right now because I know I'm about to burn the out of my mouth. But I'm going to taste it just for you guys, because I just want y'all to know how amazing this dish is. It's really good. It's perfectly done. And the sweet potato is not too hard, not too soft. It's perfect. Added in about, really, honestly, 10 minutes through. So they don't take too, they take a short time to cook. Simple, heartwarming. You can make it thicker if you want to, but this is a very balanced meal. So you have your vegetable, which is the spinach. You got your carb, which is your healthy carb, which is the sweet potato. Then you have your protein, which are the lentils. And also, one rule of thumb, well, fact, spinach also has protein, so it can be as linked as your protein source. I just put it down because I'm about to burn my hands, and yeah. So thank you guys for watching this video. And stay healthy at the same time, and it's quick. So yes, that is my recipe for you guys. Be sure to make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you hit that subscribe button for more healthy tips, healthy recipes, workout tips. So definitely stay tuned for my next video, you guys. I love you guys.